What's up, guys? Back in beautiful Thailand doing a new video like this for you. I want to go over an idea that really helped me when I was younger and something you need to keep in mind. And it's a very simple one, but this happened to me on two occasions, or at least this benefited me on two occasions. And one I've already kind of gone over, which was when I got picked up by a club team when I was 15, 16 years old, that really helped me in growing myself as a player and getting to newer heights as a player, in that regard, being seen by better and better colleges, being able to be playing in college showcase tournaments against teams that were ranked in state and in the nation. And it's this idea of always assume that someone is watching. And what I mean by that is you never really know. Sometimes you'll know. Like, there have been occasions when my coaches have told me, hey, there's this guy from this college, this friend of mine, who's going to be watching the game. He's interested in you and wants to come see you play. That can happen. But the most benefit I've ever gotten from that happening, or to put that a different way, um, the most progression I've ever made in being scouted have happened during moments when I had no idea I was being scouted. And so you want to be playing always like someone could potentially be watching you, could potentially be giving you an opportunity to get onto a better team, could potentially give you that opportunity to go to the next level. You need to play your best always, and always never turn off, because you never know during that game you think is insignificant, whether a coach could be watching you, looking for a player, and then come up to you and offer you the chance to play for his team or the chance to play for a college, or so on. And so I'll give you a couple of examples of this, and there's two. In fact, there's actually more than that, but there's two that actually turned into me playing for a different team or a better team. So the first one I've already talked about, and this is the one where I talked about how I doubled my ability. And the one thing I don't think I mentioned is how this coach scouted me. And it was in a game that you would have thought was very insignificant. The game that he saw me play in was an indoor match. It was an indoor match for my high school's B team, actually. I was playing an extra game. And I just decided, in every game back then, I'm going to play my best. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to do everything to the best of my ability. I'm not going to hide. I'm not going to just casually play because it's the B team or the A team or the whatever. I'm going to try my best no matter where I'm playing, whether it's in a pickup match, whether it's in whatever, right? So this was the insignificant, really, indoor game that, there was no, league standings, I think. I don't even know. I can't even remember. But in this game, I played my best. I scored a hat trick. I played very well. And it ended with this coach seeing me, because we were actually playing his team. We were playing the age group below me. So his team, he coached both the age group that was mine and the age group that was below me. And I played really good against his team, showed what I could do, and he was impressed so much that he offered me to come play for his club team. And this opened the door for me, in the sense of playing with better players, playing with players who were going, to Division I colleges, getting exposure from colleges, all of these different things, being able to play at a higher level, going all across the country to play, all these different things, just because I decided to play my best in that match. Now, if I had the mentality of this game is unimportant, I'm just going to go through the motions. That never happens, and then the events that come from that, me getting on that team and everything else never happened as well. So you never know who's watching. It happened again. I was playing at a camp. And at this camp, my future college coach was helping out at. He was actually a student at the college of the camp I was attending. And he saw me play there. And at this camp, like anywhere else, I, always tried to play my best. I always tried to show what I could do. This was just a camp. This was mainly a lot to, gain a lot of experience, learning, being able to be coached under really good coaches. But I didn't go in with the intention of being scouted. I just loved to play, and I wanted to play, and I loved any opportunity to do that. And so I played my best, and it led to me being scouted by him and eventually going off to his college where he was coaching. So two examples of just always making sure you're playing your best no matter what the circumstances. I even had another college experience. I was playing, I went to a Division I college camp. And a lot of times in this camp, what they would do is they would have a lot of the current players play with the kids playing. So basically, the camp was held for high school students, and sometimes a little younger, but usually in the range of 14 to 17. It might have been like 12 to 17, somewhere in that range. There were no players older than that. So it's all really high school kids. So they would have a lot of the current players on the college team play with them and help with the coaching and everything. And I remember I played so well in a training session. One of the current players on the university came up to me and asked me, if I had a club team, because he wanted to hook me up with the club team he played for. And this was, again, one of the best club teams in the state. I think they were nationally ranked, all this kind of stuff, right? And so that opportunity came about simply by playing my best in a moment where I had no idea there was even the potential to be scouted. So even in these insignificant seeming situations and scenarios where you may not think someone's watching, there's always a small percentage that someone is. Always a slight chance that someone is going to notice you. And so this is why you need to bring your A game. You need to play your absolute best. And of course, I don't mean you're going to be able to play your best every single time, but you're going to try your best. Because a lot of players will go through the motions if they think a game is insignificant. If they think there's nothing to be gained. It's like, oh, we've already, the season's pretty much over. There's nothing to be gained by this match. Or it's an indoor game. Or I'm at a camp. This is not, this doesn't really mean anything. I'm just here to, gain fitness, whatever. You never know what your potential, and you won't know because that potential coach or that potential player who could become a connection or could help you get onto a better team or whatever isn't going to come up to you, but you don't know who's watching. You never know who's watching, except in those rare instances like I told you, but usually you don't know who's watching. But play every game, every practice, everything as if the scout that's going to get you on that better team is watching, as if a coach who is looking for you, exactly, the type of player you are, is watching. And there's so many other instances where things like this happened to me too, but those were the two where it actually panned out and me getting on better teams. So you never know who's watching, so always play your best, always make sure you're playing to the best of your ability. Actually, there is another one where I'll just say it briefly. I was playing for my club team, and we were playing in this match, which was like a qualifier for the state tournament, but both teams were already qualified, meaning our team was qualified and they were qualified, something like that. Like it was basically like a practice match. But I played my best, and apparently a Division I scout was there, and they had interest in bringing me or getting a closer look at me for their Division I school. So that was another instance where, again, this match was insignificant. I really didn't need to break a sweat. I really didn't need any of this. But you always want to be playing your best because you never know who's watching. I didn't know that scout was there. I had no idea. I wasn't aware of this. Every single time one of these things has happened, I never knew that person was there. But the more you can go into a match and show what you can do, even in moments when it doesn't seem significant, even in practices, you just never know what opportunities will come from that when you show what you can do and always try your best. Okay? So that's it, guys. Just a quick reminder, don't go through the motions. Never, ever go through the motions, even in a match, even in a practice. It seems insignificant because it could potentially become the most significant one for you if this scenario plays out. And the more times you go into your games and you give it your all, the more likely it is something like this will happen.